Okay, so how much, you were in there kind of, helping out with the script and getting stuff rolling. How much input did you have in the actual story? Because the story was already written.
Yeah, the story was written, characters were there. Like I said, it needed some development, but when we passed everything on to Mark Powers, myself, Stephen Christie over at Devil's Due, Russ Connick, my partner here, and we've been involved with the whole process, from talking about the story to hammering out the visual of the characters with Sean McManus, to colors and marketing, even like marketing of the book. What we want to do with it, how we want to put it out for people. It's like we've been a part of the entire process. So to kind of like get that title of producer, it seems a little odd. Like there really aren't producers in comic books, but it kind of worked in this capacity.
Right. So do you have, I know it's early, and you said there were only 5 issues, early yet to think about maybe the adaptation, but, are you kind of thinking ahead to that possibly?
First and foremost, we want to make a good book. If it's not a good book, the story's never going to translate. Right. So I think paying attention to that and knowing we have a great story, the idea of a feature, the idea of a digital series, the idea of like a TV show, it's totally there. And it lends itself. Good stories and good characters make things that are interesting to watch. So, I wouldn't say we're there 100% yet, but that's just like in the back of our mind. But at the front of our mind is make a good book.
And get it out and all that kind of stuff. So you had the signing on Saturday.
Yeah, we did.
I heard it went really well.
It was cool. The guys over at Golden Apple opened up their shop, and we did an exclusive cover with them, and they told me, they're like, more people showed up to this one than have ever showed up for any kind of signing we've ever had. And I was very flattered. I'm like, that's cool. I hope business was good for you guys, and it brought in, a lot of readers and fans and stuff for the shop. But any chance I get to interact with the fans and just kind of like see what they're up to is cool for me.
So it's kind of it's smaller version of Comic-Con to a certain
totally
degree.
I mean, we live in a bubble. I live in a bubble, at least. I live in a bubble totally insulated by the walls of a soundstage. Or the walls of an office. So to be able to interact with people that are ingesting what you're putting out, and they're coming up to you and they're like, dude, I read it in line, it was awesome. It's like, cool, man, thank you. It's nice that people would take the time out.